the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Good afternoon to you, everyone. Welcome once again, and thank you so very much for tuning for The Real Issues with me, Shelton Daniel, your host and producer, alongside my co-host who's back with us again, Terry Fenelon. Good afternoon to you, my brother. And
good afternoon, my brother.
Nice as always to have you alongside our technical operator, Alton Jaquan Joseph. I hope you're having a good day so far. It's a good feeling day, you know. I feel good about it, and I've already told you the reasons when I consider days to be good. Although every day really is good, you know, the day that the Lord has made, we must rejoice and be glad in it. And, thankful for life, thankful for health, thankful that you have something to eat, a roof over your head, clothes to put on your body, and thankful for all the things that we sometimes or most times refer to as small mercies. They are, in fact, the giant mercies, all the mercies. All right, you know, yesterday when Miguel was here with me, there were a couple of things I wanted to talk about, but I figure, you know, me, once I get going and all the time that I take, I shouldn't do that, especially when I've got someone here with me. But I really had a note to talk about West Indies cricket, you know, honestly. In the Caribbean, in the West Indies, at such notable historical venues, headquarters, places for West Indies cricket that have produced so many of our greats, like Sabina Park in Jamaica, you know, Kensington Oval in Barbados. These are two other places. Let's say Grenada, it's few and far between, but that's no excuse, really. But at Kensington Oval, the very place where 30 years ago exactly, in 1995, that we lost the Frank Worrell Trophy. Well, I mean, we lost a match historically. It was sealed in Jamaica later on. Where, you know, Glenn McGrath emerged on the scene and with a devastating spell of bowling sent West Indies reeling, and we lost that test match in Barbados. And the series was pretty much sealed. I mean, in 1995, that happened. In 2005, we have a 3 test. And you know, when they start reducing the number of tests in a series from 6 to 5 to 3, you know what that means? The organizers of cricket, the ICC and so on, they look at the stats, they look at the returns and the figures. It's not profitable. People not coming out to watch cricket again. And a lot of the decline in the profitability of West Indies cricket has to do with the performance of the West Indies team. They're not winning, they're losing, they're not drawing the kind of sponsorship, they're not drawing the kind of endorsement, they're not even drawing the kind of crowds. I mean, a test match between Australia and the West Indies at Kensington Oval or Queen's Park Oval or Sabina Park in the past, I mean, the place would be jam-packed. It's carnival atmosphere. It's conch shell blowing, his trumpet, this is violin, this and banjo, that and drums and, you know, people singing and happy, anything. And even when West Indies lose and they lose, you know, tight kind of thing, people tend to be forgiving of that. But none of those 3 matches was there anything close. Like West Indies never showed up, like they were not there. Australia went through them. But the biggest insult to the injury of losing was for West Indies to be bowled out for 27 runs. The second worst score ever in the history of recorded test cricket. You know? I mean, I think it was in 1955 that New Zealand did worse by 1 run. They scored 26 by 1 run. So we're talking about 1955 to 2025. That's 70 years, you know. West Indies have performed the worst. West Indies in Jamaica, 27 runs all out to Australia. Now, it was a low-scoring series. I won't doubt that. I mean, the scores in it for teams of that caliber. Australia seemed to struggle with the bat. But West Indies are playing at home. And I know there'll be a lot of calls, and justifiably so. If it was anybody else, the calls would come for that Darren Sammy must go. But I have to say, as the everything coach across all 3 formats of the game, you know, Test cricket, white ball, 50 overs, you know, the T20, whatever, It seems like Sammy is doing well in the bowling department. Now, let's not forget that he was primarily a bowler, an all-rounder, yes, but a bowler primarily. So whatever he's doing in coaching the bowling department, it seems to be working because West Indies never let Australia run away with it when it comes to the bat. West Indies bowling was always tip-top. And to add to that, the West Indian bowlers at the tail end were in many cases performing better with the bat than the top order batsmen. So the bowlers were doing their work. It's the batsmen that just seem so dismal. They can't cope with this. Somebody was telling me it's because of the white ball day-night thing. I said, but what, Australia had to face the same thing too. So what is it we're talking about? And it's supposed to be professional players, test players, players of the highest level, playing in their own climes, in their own zone, in their own region, and they can't cope with it. It's the batsmen. So I don't know whether Sammy must go or whether we need to have a separate batting coach. Do we have that, by the way?
Yes,
this
we have a bowling coach and a batting coach.
Right, so this Reefer guy from Barbados.
Reefer and the other guy, is it Rampal?
No, Ravi Rampal is a bowler.
Bowling coach, yeah.
I
think it's Reefer, yeah.
Raymond Riffer or something like that. I think that's the son of a guy called Floyd Riffer. Was a good batsman.
Well, there must be a relation.
In Barbados and so on. He was captain of the Barbados police team at one time. Good batsman, But I don't know. Maybe we need a different batting coach because the bowlers are doing their work. The bowlers cannot be faulted. West Indies bowlers, the way I see those guys go through Travis Head and Steve Smith and like those fellas, they don't exist for Alzari Joseph and company. But, the batting, crumbling like that, 27 runs all out. The guys were about 7 runs and they had lost about 3 wickets or whatever. They reached about 16, whatever. They had lost 6 wickets or 5 wickets.
7 ducks.
Yeah, come on. Terry.
Yeah.
I know you can't sit there and not say something about the cricket.
Well, that was painful to watch, Shelton. Painful.
That's why I tell you, I many times don't watch West Indies cricket. It's just too heartbreaking.
You see, I grew up with Desmond Haynes, Gordon Greenidge, Vivian Richard, Larry Gomes, the great Clive Lloyd. The greats. Yes. Malcolm Marshall, the best fast bowler, I think, the world has ever produced. Patterson, Ghana, where we dominated. You felt good as a West Indian.
And even when that older guard was going you found that Ian Bishop and Curtly Ambroses were coming in to fill it in and so on,
So what has happened there, Shelton? We can talk. Sometimes we are dancing around issues, but we were in Australia, we drew the series. We went to Pakistan, we drew the series. And then we have come home, and at home we have performed so pitifully. It's worrisome. It's hurtful. What else can we do? I listened to an interview. We said that, the Australians are not rejoicing, right? The Australian press, they are not gloating or anything. They are asking themselves, why is West Indies cricket in such a bad state? Because they couldn't understand that this is what we were able to produce. And Kalupa, there was an interview with Kalupa. I think it makes for interesting listening, I have part of it. I won't play it, but it's insightful. And one of the things he said too, maybe we have to make red ball cricket a little more we have to incentivize red ball cricket because we cannot run away from the fact. Cricket is a short life, you have a short shelf life. You have to make money and people have to be concerned about making the money and stuff. And there is really no money per se in Test cricket, basically. The money is in T20 and that kind of what I call fat match cricket. It's entertaining, it's nice, it's 3 hours. You sit there, you enjoy it, you move on. Michael Olin said it's meaningless. It's not cricket. Maybe he has a point, and he did say that would be the death knell for West Indies cricket. He was very clairvoyant when he predicted that. He said, I only commented on cricket, and he does not comment it on T20. He said he doesn't watch it because that's a death knell. And perhaps that is proven right, because I don't fault anyone who seeks to enrich themselves via these franchise cricket. That's the way of the world. But we have to find a balance in the West Indies to ensure that You know, the cricketers are taken care of financially, and then we get them to play red ball cricket.
But how can you take care of them financially when the very performance they're putting in
right.
it's not going to make money? You know?
No, you see, because
I wonder how profitable West Indies.
I suspect our better players are not ready to play, are not willing to play Test cricket. 5 days for pittance when they can be playing 5 days and making, you know, a good $500,000, $1 million. So
maybe that's part of the problem.
That might be part of the problem.
T20 mentality dominates
Correct.
now, so people cannot bear to stay there
right.
and show the grit.
That is why we have to, maybe the ICC must get involved and said maybe we have to, maybe that you say, well, you're infringing upon a man's right to trade. Maybe they ought to say, well, you know, we limit you to one franchise and you must play for your national team, because that is the only, maybe that's one of the ways we can get them to
you
play
want
for.
more money, but your performance is not
there.
attracting money.
Maybe
you know?
because we are not attracting the better players. Look, Poran has retired at what, 27, 29? He has called it quits from international cricket.
Yeah.
So he's ready to play his straight just in the T20 leagues. Now that's worrying. We cannot lose our best talent, you know, to things like that. So there are a lot of issues. I don't have all the answers.
Are you one of those who's of the view? Frank Charles is very outspoken about that Sammy must go. Not because you were saying Lucian for you to swallow.
Well, I think
Frank is a
okay. Let's be honest. If it was some other person, I think every selection would say the coach must go. Because even this morning on the other thing, say, boy, if you're in England or India, that's the first call you'd hear. But we are solutions and we need to support our own. All right. I will not, on the air, I will not be so vocal, but we have to understand that heads must roll in this. It could also be the board, you know. I mean, at the board level, something is not right. So we have to sit down and look. I mean, maybe Sammy has too much on his plate. He has the white ball and red ball. Maybe that's too much. I don't know. Maybe we do not have the best players available for Test cricket. I don't know. But the state every West Indian, tears. That was heartbreaking. You know, come in there, first ball duck, 0 for free. I mean, no. Shelton, we grew up on a diet of, you know, we were dominant. And
even sometimes when West Indies were down.
I mean,
there was a Larry Gomes, there was a Gus Logie, who came and who just turned things around. I remember one time playing against India. Was it in Trinidad?
Right.
West Indies came in. West Indies lost the first wicket without a run on the board. Then they came in. Viv Richards came in at number 3. He scored one. He was out of the mark immediately.
Yes.
2 runs. So it was 2 for 1. The next thing you know, Richards is out. Okay, it's 2 wickets for 2 runs for 2 wickets. Then next thing you know, another person is out. It's free for 1 or free for 2. But Larry Gomes and Clive Lloyd, those two fellas came and they held there. You know, all you could hear, again, Gomes is quietly forward. Yeah. And he went up. And West Indies won the match.
You must have a cricketing brain. You have to be able to adapt.
Kapil Dev's head almost blew because he swore this was one he had in the bag and so on. Right now, it's like 3 wickets go down early. Yeah. You have nobody. You have nobody who will come and already and solidify things.
We have had, look at the number 3 spot. That's Vivian Richards, Richard Richardson. I mean, you have the top guys came in there in number 3. Our number 3 batsman, Rich. I mean, that says something, man. So, as a man, as a purist, I love Test cricket. I love the one day. Looking at this, our state, that could give fellas heart attack. That could drive a man to drink. Anyway. And that's not a good thing. So, Shelton, I mean, I believe there must be a discussion, a frank discussion. I mean, we must not dance around the issue. Heads must roll for that, according to Karl Hooper, and on that I'm with him. I cannot say anything else, because personally, if it was the other way around, we would be all singing the same tune. It is what has happened there is an embarrassment to us. You have a whole region, I mean, down in the dumps, and the president issued a statement there about. I have it there, but I'll not read that, because that is not. To me, that's not what I want to hear this time. How do it bounce back? And look, the upcoming, we have India, England, New Zealand to face. You know, it's not going to get any easier. You know, I mean, honestly. It's not to say they know me news now, because all the other teams, when you look at them, they're performing well. But we have serious opponents coming up: England, India, New Zealand, bro.
If I could stretch my hands wide enough to put it around the collective Jamaican public, I would. They must be quite traumatized that they had to be the audience, the spectators to that kind of humiliation. I don't think any venue in West Indies cricket would want to be the one. Where that kind of walkover would take place.
And mind you, Shelton, you said, well, the crowds, which is to some degree true, because if you're not performing, the people will not come out to support you. I watched the India-England series this last 5 days. The grounds were, that was full. People came out because it was exciting cricket, nail-biting cricket. That was riveting. You sat there and you wondered, man. And wow, that is Test cricket. That is what we knew. That is what I knew growing up. And all of a sudden, you wonder why, the stands are empty. Nobody's coming.
I don't think any of those 3 matches went into 5 days.
No, 3 days.
3 days, 4 days at most.
3 days. I mean, that is a travesty. I mean, that says a lot. And so, people, you may want to dance around the issue or not, but when you get that kind of result, heads have to roll. I mean, you may not like it, but that will what maintain. All right? So that's it. It's an embarrassing situation, but we have it there.
There's a statement that has been issued by the now endorsed candidate of the Labour Party for Viewfort South, Danny Butcher.
Yeah, well, we're coming to that,
you have that?
We should let us lead up to that. What I mean?
Okay, well, if you're going to deal with that, let me just take a little half a minute to say happy birthday to a friend, to a fellow soldier, comrade of us for many, many years, really, really steady, rock solid person, Alison Joseph, our Consul General in Martinique. I think, if not today, certainly yesterday, because Cornelia, who sent it to me, said that she thought she'd already sent this to me when it's another person she sent it to. What else is new, Cornelia?
I met her for the first time in by Nestor, actually.
Okay. Oh, she lives in the Corinth area.
She came by Nestor for some.
Okay, all right,
for some chicken or fish or something.
In fact, last I knew, this was a place of residence, the Corinth. Well, Nestor is more by Grand Riviere and so on.
Close, stone throw.
In that kind of area, yes. So, Alison, best wishes to you and to your entire family, and best wishes in your venture as our diplomatic representative in neighboring Martinique. And I think it was at a Labour Party event that I saw her. She's also very active in some fora that I am a part of. So, I'm constantly in touch with her. Finally, before I hand over to Terry, it's something I had said before, but some things bear repetition, folks. And I think you know who I'm talking to. I don't need to say it is family, it is to comrades. I want to revisit something I said some time ago about in our politics and in our engagement with people, especially those who do not agree with us, those who are not of the same side, who don't support the same party as we did, that the choice we have between being combative as opposed to being persuasive or being passive, I want to again urge some of us, my comrades, to think on this again. It might have a nice ballsy feeling about it when you sock it to somebody, when you tell them how dumb they are for supporting the other side and being so, And you may be right, fundamentally speaking, but is that the message you want to give? You see, if you keep on telling people how daft and how dumb and how stupid and ignorant and uneducated they are, what you can cause them to feel is that they're not good enough for you, that they're not worthy of you. And sometimes all you do is that you push them more into the embrace of the other person or other persons that they feel are more their equal, that they feel are more accepting of them. You laugh at somebody because they're eating Malawi food, the banana and the breadfruit and the chicken back or whatever. Although these things have become so expensive now, they are gopicha food anyway. The lamowi that when you had a sauce lamowi used to be laughed at. Now many people wish they could afford it. But the whole point I'm making is that you do that to them, and all they will do is that they will huddle together with other people who are eating the chicken back and the banana and the breadfruit and the salad kokum like them. When you come and you even invite them to they might not come because they feel ashamed. They feel you might make them affront. They feel you might make them hot and this kind of thing. They feel that they're not up to your level, that the knife and fork with which you eat is not something they even know how to hold. And so you drive people away. There are times when you just have to give people a little time, not even space, just a little time for them to vent when they're hurt, when their emotions, are wounded and so on. And they probably feel this particular person was someone who had shown them some kind of camaraderie, and now they have been rejected. So now it means I'm rejected also. And so they begin to vent. Just let them be for a little while. Don't continuously be, on them, telling them how they're ignorant and how they this and how they that and so on. When you make people put their tail between their legs and they retreat from you, the question is, where are they retreating to? How are they going to treat their retreat? And the worst thing you want is for somebody to be made to feel so negmao and inyo and dumb and daft and stupid and whatever. And then where they retreat with their tails between their legs? They retreat to the ballot box. You don't know what's going down there with them. You have to try to make them feel, okay, we in this together. Don't take it so personal. Don't take it so hard. Give them some time to grieve. For many people, their preferred candidate not being endorsed or chosen is like someone died. So you have to give them a little bit of grieving time. And I have to say, I look inside, my own forum, the real issues, and I see a little too much aggression there. Now, maybe the only good thing about it, or maybe the only safe thing about it, is that it's happening within a close group, within we who are comrades and But I fear that this kind of attitude can be taken beyond. Once you see you are the incumbent in government, you are facing all kinds of risk and liability in terms of how you are perceived. Because that is, people see you as the one responsible for the country, so you're responsible for everything that happens. Everybody that dies, in a violent crime, in a shooting, it's a failing on your part. Everybody that this, it's a failing on your part. So the normal tendency, and there are some exceptions, some governments, while in government, they have actually improved on their electoral position. John Compton did it in the 1990 election, coming to a cliffhanger 9-8 in 1987 and having to get Neville Snack to cross the floor and this sort of thing. In 1992, even though Neville Snack was rejected by the people of Library, Compton still improved his electoral position to 11-6 while in government. I think Roosevelt Skerritt has done it. But the normal trend of things is, even after you have come off a high, once you are in government and you face certain stiff challenges and crises, whether they be the COVID-19 pandemic, whether they be crime that no matter what you do, how much you give to the police, people still keep on shooting each other, the tendency is that your support can taper. Now, you may end up winning all the seats, but you just have to look at the majorities. There might be thin majorities that nationally did not win by much, or you may lose a few seats. And so this is not the time for people to be cussing off people, their own people, much less opposition. What you want is to make some people believe that you are, and I think it is indeed so, not just making them believe, that you are a safe port, a safe haven, a safe harbor for them to come and to berth and to dock at. Not to be telling them all the time what idiots they are. Don't tell them they're idiots like that, because, people see things differently. And in tight elections, in elections where you may decline and so on, that is not the kind of messaging that you want to send out. Reach out to people. Right now, there's very little happening with Alan Shastney and the UWP that any rational thinking person would want to go to them. But not everybody's rational thinking. Some people, it's just a habit. It's just a thing. My family has been there. My people have been there. It's what I have known. For them, it's almost like a game of sticking with what they have known. You have to show some skill down to the individual level of pulling them. It has happened before, and it can continue to happen. So I want to say, temper the aggression, temper the combativeness, become a more persuasive kind of advocate who shows people that the way you are following is a better one and they are welcome to it. You do not do that by continuously telling them how stupid they are. Yeah. Terry?
No, Shelton, may I ask for us to take the break now?
Well, we have a couple of minutes.
Yeah, well, Shelton, I concur with you. And especially now, as the matters are heating up, and the kind of debates that I'm seeing, and people are so aggressive, and I want to join with you and say, temper it down a bit, temper it down a bit. Trust, and you have been saying that for a long time. We have a 6-star general in charge. We have to learn to trust him.
And we just have to take our cue from him. Do you find Philip J.P. cussing out anybody?
No, he's not a madman.
You know, Philip J.P. meets with people. You know, I can never forget this thing with Ring the Bell.
Right.
You know,
oh yeah.
He came up to the Prime Minister on some other thing, and Philip J.P. met the man and said, "Oh, say who can ring the bell? Who we got to tell me about that?" And all the while he's there shaking the man's hand and so on. You know,
we have to learn to trust the process. You know, and we are too quick as Labour, especially SLP supporters, to take to Facebook to lambaste the party, as though the party is so, you know, they're crazy, they don't know what they're doing, they know the machinery is not well oiled and we have lost our way. Temper this, temper that. You know, relax, trust the process. We have a leader in whom we are well pleased. He knows his way, he knows his stuff.
And who has justified, you know, the confidence and the pleasure that we have in him.
So, you know, sometimes you may not be sure. Do not rush to Facebook and lambaste us. You don't see the Flabos doing that. One thing, I give them big respect. They don't do that. We have to learn to. I know we're bright. I know a lot of us we're educated and we want to show that.
Flabos might do that, but as elections approach,
they close ranks.
They just bury all of that.
They close ranks.
And they close ranks.
They close ranks.
Yeah.
You know, I know, you know, we are critical thinkers, you know, we are different demographic, you know, a little more educated demographic. I understand all of that. You know, we need to show that, you know, we understand the politics and stuff. But sometimes we could be doing a little more harm to the party than good. So sometimes you just have to learn, you know, the same way, and let me not use that analogy. I was about to say trust the science. But the same way, you know, you have to trust your leader. Trust Philip J.P. He has been, you know, that's not his first rodeo. The party has a process, and we follow it to a T. So learn to accept, you know, you have your little debates, I understand. You have your free speech, and you could say anything you want, I understand that. But you must learn to trust your leader a little more. All right, he's a 6-star general, not for nothing. Yes. It's because he has earned his stripes.
All right, Real Issues powered by Blue Waters. We take our first break, and when we come back, I can assure you it's going to be almost all Terry. I might even leave the room, you know, to make sure he doesn't reference me and so on. I might even go and hide in a little corner, but, you know, let's play it by ear, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
All right.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City C opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prio's Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosile Bus Stop. Prio's Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosile.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
McDowell's Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene of vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
Another hurricane season is upon us. Make this year different. Equip yourself with a backup power generator from J.H. Larcher's Electric. We can source and supply any size, anytime, to your specifications. But the best part is, we stock generators. No more long waiting and delays for your home unit. We proudly stock from 2,000 watts all the way to 26,000 watts gas and diesel generators. Automatic and manual transfer switches are also in stock. Visit J.H. Larcher's Electrics today.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
It is Tuesday, the 15th of July, 2025. This is The Real Issues, powered by Blue Waters, with me, Shelton Daniel, alongside Terry Fenelon. You know, the other thing that made me go wow, that I just wanted to mention in passing, it is the wow of, do we really have a world, an international community that is watching what is happening and that is concerned about it? I mean, I know it's very far away. I don't know too much about it except what I see and hear in the news, etc., on the TV. But my goodness, what's happening there in Palestine with the people of Gaza, that they are being slaughtered like that? And like, there's all the concern about what Russia is doing to Ukraine and the need to put sanctions and the need for more weapons. Why isn't there the similar level of concern internationally about what is taking place in Gaza? I mean, that seems like baiting people, using their own hunger to lure them into a trap to tell them evacuate to this place or come there, take the line, and then to just be gunning them down like their hunger is being used as a, you know, as some kind of baited trap for them and a turkey shoot to take them down. No differentiation between militants and civilians. The people, now you want to take them away and put them into a specific area, which is a concentration camp. Isn't that what the rationale for the formation of the State of Israel? That, you know, the Jews of Europe had been subject to such atrocities and cruelty, barbarity and brutality of concentration camps and being gassed and doing this kind of thing. Today we are standing by and watching that nation called Israel, who many of us mistakenly still believe are the covenant people of God as described in the Bible. So they have carte blanche, you know, to do whatever they want to a people, to be slaughtering them like that. And it is going on and on and on. Every day we are hearing of more people being killed by the hundreds who are unarmed, just being fired upon for any sign of disorder or chaos. How else you expect the people who are starving to behave? You expect they'll be able to stand for hours in the sun or cold, whatever, in line to wait for some, you know, for some cornmeal or whatever that they have to go and cook? You expect they will not be unruly, that hunger? I mean, even the sanest person, hunger drives them crazy, or animal, whatever, you know, when they get hungry and so on. And I see this thing is going on and on and on like that. All talk now is about tariffs and about this that's taking place in the world, but not a serious effort. Now you're going to take the people's land, which means this whole counterinsurgency was a land grab from the beginning. Is the people's land you want? You're going to herd 2 million people into an area the size of one of their cities before this whole thing began. You're going to keep them there in appalling conditions, which then you can pick them off as much as you want. This is happening in today's world. But I remain confident, and I think that confidence is called faith, that God does not sleep. He is not blind. He is not deaf. He sees what is happening, and he will act in his own time and in his own way. Terry.
The Barbadians have something saying, God don't like ugly. And that is basically it, Shelton. Now, I was not there yesterday. I mean, I had a little mishap, so I was not able to take in the show yesterday, Shelton. So if there's any overlap from yesterday, I do apologize.
Not a problem.
And there's nothing that we can, there are things we have to repeat and, drive home. So, Jaquan, if you could put up picture number 1, I think. Day Bell Moon, picture number 1. Day Bell Moon, where are you? Shelton, SLP Bell Moon.
Bell Moon.
Say, just look through the day, kill him. People look at that. Two nice, very handsome young man there, Danny Butcher, and a pretty is the word?
She's everything. She's
everything
pretty,
there, class,
she's intelligent,
elegant,
beauty and brains, all of that. Yes,
beauty and brains, and and let me just say something. You could leave that up there. Shelton was about to read it. I'm not going to read it.
No, we should read it.
We should read it? Okay, yes.
That's Danny
Butcher. Okay.
Statement.
Yeah.
I didn't read it yesterday.
Oh, you didn't read it? I thought you said you had read it.
No, I read the statement that the SLP put out.
Oh, okay.
Joachim Henry saying that he has accepted this.
All right, great.
And I also played a voice clip where he
actually told because, that's going to lead me into something there. Yes. So, people, let's feast our eyes on, the handsome young man from Vieux-Fort, Danny Butcher, and Beauty and Brains, Lisa. Congratulations to the two of you. Now, this is how we do it in the St. Lucia Labour Party. You could put up the Wood one, I think it is. I put the first thing. This I'm going to read. We're going to take our time and we're going to read. Sheldon, may I be a little bougie? We do things with claws. In the St. Lucia Labour Party, we do things with claws, Danny Butcher. Now, before I read that, I made a call, to Vieux-Fort early this morning, just to ascertain for myself that he had done what I thought he should have done. I wish to officially inform the public that effective Monday, July 14th, 15th, 2025, I tendered my resignation from the teaching service following my endorsement as the St. Lucia Labour Party's candidate for the constituency of Vieux-Fort South.
Is there a particular person you wish is listening to that?
Yeah. Well, he'll get the news. The guy on Lucia Labour Party. Yeah.
Go ahead.
This decision was made in full accordance with the staff orders governing public service, which require resignation upon acceptance of candidacy for elective office. I remain fully committed to upholding the principles of transparency, integrity, and good governance. I am deeply grateful for the opportunity I was given to serve as an educator. The experience of shaping young minds, mentoring students, and working alongside dedicated colleagues has been one of the most enriching chapters of my life. I carry with me the values and lessons of that journey as I now step into a new path of public service. This resignation marks not an end, but a continuation of service, this time as a candidate and, God willing, as the next member of Parliament from Vieux-Fort North. Vieux-Fort South, sorry. I take this next step with humility, purpose, and a deep love for the people of our community. Together, let us build a stronger, safer, and more resilient Vieux-Fort South. Now, Shelton, you could only have that kind of level of integrity when you belong to an organization which upholds, the laws and respects the laws of the country.
An organization where the substance of government is with it,
that's right,
and not with the other side. And so we want to say to somebody with the initials EN, as in enough, that the substance of behavior in conformity with our constitution, with our laws, with our staff orders of the public service, it clearly is on this side. Because Danny Butcher, who has been endorsed considerably later in terms of weeks and months since Elisha Norbert was, is immediately taking the step to bring himself into conformity, which the PS found it necessary to write Elisha Norbert about. Danny Butcher ain't waiting for anybody to write him any letter. Because he ain't waiting for anybody to bring him before any disciplinary process.
Precisely.
He is doing the right thing, taking the correct step right up front, right at the start.
And I'm going to call upon the authorities again.
Hold on 1 second.
Yes, you're getting a call.
I'm getting a call from Antigua from Senator Colin O'Neill.
All right, let's take that call.
And Senator, I was trying to call you back to tell you that I am on air. So whatever you say will be recorded, broadcast, and used as evidence, either for or against you, based on how it goes. Good afternoon to you, my friend, and how are you doing?
Are you telling me, by saying all that, you're telling me that you are live?
You are live on air. This is the at the time that I was there, the manager of Point FM, the radio station at which I worked and so on. My close friend, who I knew long before that, of course. Yeah. And so he's graced me for call at a time when I thought he himself would be on air with his daily program called Talking Point, but maybe he's gotten the day off. How are you doing?
I'm okay. What about you?
I'm doing okay in the presence of my co-host, Mr. Terence Fenelon, a retired secondary school principal. And so we were just going into the politics of St. Lucia at present, where someone has been endorsed to replace Dr. Kenny Anthony as the next candidate of the governing St. Lucia Labour Party, because Dr. Kenny Anthony has announced that he will not be standing for re-election. And we've also had another candidate endorsed to replace a sitting minister whenever Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre decides to ring the bell for the next outing, yes.
So you're saying then that there is some level of transitioning?
There is some level of transitioning. And there's perhaps more to take place. Mm-hmm. We have about one more constituency, maybe two more, where there will be changes of the endorsed candidates. One of them is the constituency that is presently held by the opposition leader, Alan Chasney. The Labour Party soon, it is expected, will make a decision on who they will be sending to go against him at the next election. And there's perhaps one other constituency, but that's not confirmed as yet.
Okay, all right. Well, I wish whomever best of luck in these days of trying times and can't get clear affirmation on anything related to the region on a whole. I'm sure that you must have steady hands as leads within political parties and by extension government and for the people of St. Lucia.
Yeah.
I know I've been following a few stories. I haven't been following St. Lucia recently because I sent you a message. I told you that I have been invited by the president of the National Electoral System in Venezuela, which I'm supposed to be attending.
Yes.
So I've been caught up with that.
To be an observer in the municipal elections.
Yeah, municipal and councillors as well, councillors elections. So I'm more caught up with that. But today I just decided to give you a call and you trapped me. You set an ambush for me. It's called.
There was no other way I could have taken the call because we are in the thick of the program, you know. And as a matter of fact, the young man who has been chosen by the Labour Party to replace Dr. Kenny Anthony on the hustings next time around, he is a veteran career teacher, and he has just issued a statement that as of yesterday he is resigning as a teacher so that he can be in conformity with the staff orders of the public service, which includes the teaching service. And so he's not going to be a teacher anymore. Meanwhile, we have a candidate, an endorsed candidate of the Opposition United Workers' Party, who is a teacher as well, who despite having been written to by the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Education, is refusing to resign, either resign as a teacher or to step back from being a candidate. So we were just making the point that look at the difference in culture, exactly, between the Labour Party, which is yes.
Isn't that reflective of what we have seen here in Antigua, coming out of St. Mary's South, which you're familiar with Kelvin Shugi Simon, something of a similar nature, correct?
Definitely, and which precipitated a by-election and so on because of his intransigence, in this matter, which when he saw he was facing a court case. But as has happened, we don't have those reverses, but we have been noting in St. Lucia how at one point it seemed like the governing Labour Party may have been on a cliffhanger edge, with its back to the wall, but how this political skillfulness of Prime Minister Gaston Brown has turned the situation around. And so the Labour Party is on a much more solid footing and breathing much easier in Antigua than probably it was about 2 years ago, following the 2023 general elections. So we are seeing this kind of skill.
You're quite correct with that. A number of people have also left the United Progressive Party to join the Antigua Barbuda Labour Party, including some notable figures I'm sure you're familiar with because you lived here, you worked here, so you know people like Dr. Benjamin, Dr. Edmund Mansour, Dr. What's her name there? Atil. You remember Dr. Atil, Creon Atil?
Yes.
These people have left. And we're talking about people who have been at the upper echelons of the party, the opposition party. It's a good indication for us as the Antigua Barbuda Labour Party, the incumbent, because at this point in time, with that kind of shift politically, it says a lot for us. It gives us some oomph, if I may put it that way. It has given us some leverage on the opposition party. And so looking forward to what is going to evolve out of this. Our next general elections is due, the elections due in 2028, and the Prime Minister, the Honourable Gaston Brown, has already indicated that look out because an election should be coming. That on that Saturday after he made that statement, I actually tried to get it out of him when I interviewed him on the Brown and Brown show. And he was smart enough to hide it still. I couldn't get it from him. But it is imminent. At some point in time, the Labour Party will have to go to the polls again. And there are some people who are of the opinion that the Labour Party can get a solid fourth term, which a number of people have now decided. Listen, we have seen what happened where the United Progressive Party almost won the election back in 2023. And I'm saying a serious way to look at it is that it's a close call.
Yes.
And so the Prime Minister, as the leader of the Antigua Barbuda Labour Party, has almost single-handedly turned the situation around, where we have seen even persons who would have worked with the United Progressive Party to the point where they were candidates in the last election. For example, Minister Smith, who is now part of cabinet.
Yes.
And he has moved from the opposition party to the Antigua Barbuda Labour. Well, not to the party. He came in independently, even though there are people who said that, he has come in as a Labour Party minister, right? Well, he's part of cabinet, and he was independent. He actually resigned from the party. And so he was given a job as Minister of Agriculture. I mean to say, listen, if we are looking at politics in a vacuum, it's not going to work, especially for us here in the Caribbean, because we have to find ways and means to have people who can really serve country, people who have the acumen to do so, to serve country, come forward. And that's the mantra of the Gaston Brown-led administration. For example, I worked with the United Progressive Party, as you know, Shelton.
Yes.
As I worked at their radio station, I've worked under their administration as a public relations officer for the Ministry of Works, public relations officer for the Ministry of Health. And I can tell you, there's a vast difference in terms of performance. Shelton, I can tell you, especially our road program, our roads are in a horrible state right now. But this administration has gone out on a limb, so to speak, and have remedied some of the major arteries. For example, we have increased our water production and distribution by investing in a number of reverse osmosis plants. I'm sure before you went back to your homeland, St. Lucia, you would remember that we started. Well, we are actually now putting another one at Barnacle Point, which you're familiar with, over there in the northeast section of the island. So we have a number of reverse osmosis plans because Antigua is a drought-ridden country. And so we have to make way for our people to live comfortably and wholesomely as citizens of this country. And so the Gaston Brown-led administration has invested millions of dollars in our water production and distribution. There's so many other areas, so I don't want to bore you, but there's so many other areas within the scope of how this administration, the Antigua-Barbuda Labour Party administration, how we have fostered, how we have moved forward, especially rebounding after the COVID pandemic. It is remarkable. We're seeing growth and we are improving as we go along in terms of our infrastructure in a very vast way. And so this administration, we're looking forward, on a positive note, we're looking forward to moving to a fourth term.
Okay. Thank you very much, Senator. And, we can have a longer conversation because it's amazing. I was just speaking about the political skill that we who support the ruling party must show in, encouraging people from the other side, to consider that maybe certain fundamentals and things that are substantial are more attractive and more beneficial with the Labour Party over here in St. Lucia, not necessarily denigrating or socking it to them, which I see you and Prime Minister Brown do very expertly on the Brown and Brown show every Saturday. All right. Now, not only do you make me want to speak to you more, but I would ask you to convey my regards to Honourable Gaston Brown, and please, get him interested in speaking with me, which I know he will agree to. Maybe the way you're speaking with me on the real issues with Shelton Daniel at some point.
Wonderful, and thank you, but don't do it again. Don't trap me off guard and put me on the spot.
Senator Colin O'Neill Brown, nice having you, nice talking to you as always. Okay, all the best.
Big up yourself, man.
All right, good. Terry, sorry about that.
Yeah, that's okay, man. That was a great call, and you could see the similarities between the Gaston Brown administration and the Philip JP administration. We're putting people first, and we're doing things to improve the economy, improve the lives of the people and stuff. And I'm listening to him, then I could see, well, hey, that no wonder Gaston Brown and Philip JP are such good partners. I mean, Gaston Brown will have no issue. He will not be able to say that I'm not too bright prime minister. He's working with a man who's his equal, and they seem to be on the same wavelength, same level. In doing things to improve the country.
He's a relative of Prime Minister Brown, that's Senator Colin O'Neill Brown.
All right.
And the most popular radio talk show in Antigua is one that they have Saturday afternoons on Point FM called the Brown and Brown show.
All right. So now let's go back to this. You see the difference between an organization which is structured and a side. Because the Philip JP I know, the Honorable Philip JP will not allow any kind of misbehavior and indiscipline, in his ranks. Brother man, you want to come on board? Put your house in order. You resign.
That's right.
And Danny Butcher, he did that.
Danny Butcher. So what we can say to Elisha now, you have the power of a good example.
That's
now.
right.
Elisha, do the right thing because Danny has just done the right
He doesn't have the power of a good example. He's in I saw an ad.
He has the power of a good example on the other side.
Okay, great.
Not within the
no. There's nobody there with any moral authority.
All I'm saying now, look to Danny Butcher as your example. Do the right thing. Right. Understand?
I mean, I saw a meme there. This guy who was
Ben for the Den or something.
Ben for the Den. But you have to go for the Christopher and somebody listening. It is supposed to be Ben for the den of iniquity. Because that is what is going on there, It's a den of iniquity.
Some people say iniquity is too
No.
It's another word that starts with T. But
no. Ben for the den of iniquity. That's what's going on there. Fellas, they discipline, they're lawless. They don't care about, rules and regulation. They just do anything for your family because it is a side. There's no, I have said so before, and the evidence is mounting. So anybody that wants to associate with that side, the rules and regulations. That's why I was kind of surprised about this Preville guy in Babono. Don't really take care of you. You jump in that den of iniquity. Nobody could tell them. That is why I'm calling the authorities, refer this man to the Teaching Service Commission, and he has to be fired. Because we cannot be in a perpetual state of uncertainty. If the rules are not clear, if you are violating the Constitution, which I doubt, take it before the courts. Seek Constitution review. Let the courts decide. But until then, do the right thing, young man. Don't be, you're there behaving like, you discipline students. If a student would stand up in your class and do nonsense, you would want to send them to the principal's office. Well, we don't cane anymore and stuff. You want suspension and stuff. But you are, your whole campaign already you have started on a level of indiscipline. That cannot be a good example, man. Danny Butcher, I want to applaud you. You're a handsome man. Apparently, you're a good critical thinker. You had a good example in the Honorable Dr. Kenny D'Anthony. You understand? And if you're seeking to fill those boots, I mean, they're too big for you, but you're seeking to fill those boots, which is good. And you have started on the right track. You are showing that you are a man of integrity, you are a man of class, and you're willing to abide by the rules and regulations. So that tells me I can repose my confidence in you, that if you are given power, you look at your opponent before you take the bridge, Sheldon, the opponent. This is a young lady who sat at a radio station pushing Alan Jackson, promoting a show with a headliner that they knew was not going to be present. And they're encouraging you to buy tickets. And they played the man's voice, knowing that the man cannot travel. And they were so evil, I'm putting it that way, so diabolical in the perpetuation of a fraud. When you went to the show, they took the whole ticket. Because normally they give you a stub. So in case you could ask for a refund. So you have no evidence. Nothing to show that you attended the show. You understand? That's why you bend for the den of iniquity. It's a den of iniquity people have joined there, That side. It's not a party. No structure there. You understand? So, Danny Butcher, you have set yourself apart. And that is it. We have the substance of governance. We uphold the rules and the laws of the country. We don't mess around with that. So you put your house in order. You are nominated. You have been endorsed. The next thing was to tender your resignation, and you did that without anybody prompting you, because it was and is the right thing to do. Over to you, the Ministry of Education, in the case of Elisha, who continues to take you out for a papi show, because you all wrote to the man in May. If I am right, it's sometime in the 20th of May, cautioning him. And you know what he did? He crumpled that piece of paper and he threw it in the waste basket. He told you, Maji on. And he's been encouraged by Spider. Well, Spider's a lawless fella. You heard him cursing up the fella and thing.
Yeah, playing all kinds of games.
Playing all kinds of games. He's a lawless fella because you saw him cursing up fellas in thing, and you heard about Lupo.
Yeah,
so
how he's a motivational speaker,
and
entertainer, and he's this.
You don't take advice from these fellas, man. Come on, you can't take advice from these fellas. These fellas have shown that they let us do the right thing, people. And the St. Lucia Labour Party is an organization, structured organization, well structured. We abide by the rule of law, as opposed to the side. And when you have a side, you pay me lay, and that is not good. I think we're due for a break.
Yes, we are due for a break. Let me just note that there is Frank Charles has indicated that he wants to call and to speak. So I don't know if what point you'll decide to open the lines,
maybe from the break,
or if you want me to call him on my phone. I don't know.
Well, we due for a break, as I see. We overdue by 2 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. But Frank, we will be getting to you one way or the other to hear your comments. This is The Real Issues, powered by Blue Waters, and we'll be back shortly.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real Issues, 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, Then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosley Bus Stop, Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosley.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
McDowell's Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
Another hurricane season is upon us. Make this year different. Equip yourself with a backup power generator from JH Launchers Electric. We can source and supply any size, any type to your specifications. But the best part is we stock generators. No more long waiting and delays for your home unit. We proudly stock from 2,000 watts all the way to 26,000 watts gas and diesel generators. Automatic and manual transfer switches are also in stock. Visit JH Launchers Electrics today.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Real Issues, powered by Blue Waters, is on this Tuesday, the 15th of July, 2025, with me, Shelton Daniel, alongside Terry Fenelon, who takes it from there.
Yeah, well, Shelton and I were just sharing a laugh just before we came back on there. We saw something from Elisha. He just tells you this guy doesn't have his head screwed on well. He called Danny Butcher a coward for what? Ministry of Education, please do your. Let's read up. I think we need to open the lines.
Yes. Okay.
We'll open the lines. We'll not waste time on this guy anymore.
Okay.
Another time. We'll do that.
487-9849. That is the mobile number on which you can WhatsApp call us. 487-9849. And you can also reach us on the local landline number, which is 4533911. You can send WhatsApp text messages by going to realfmofficial.com or to mbcslu.com. You'll find the WhatsApp messaging links there. You can click on it and you can type your message, which will come in real time to our on-air message board live. I know that today we have the Senate is meeting. So as I always say, the people who listen to the real issues are often always the ones who make sure that they follow the Senate quite carefully. So we can expect some of our people may be focused upon that. We don't mind, we're not complaining, but we have our first call already. Good afternoon. Real issues here on the air.
Thank you for opening the lines. Good afternoon, comrade.
Yeah, good afternoon.
TF.
Yeah, I'm there. Good afternoon, brother.
While I believe it would be the job of the General Secretary to do this, I find too much bundling on the radio talk shows and talk radio, and in my layman's view, my layman understanding, a lot of people say the process, and I don't think they understand the process. The Labour Party that I know, Shelton, that every candidate, including the leader, the Prime Minister himself, is de-endorsed. You know about that?
Yes, we do.
Right. So, I even know of the Labour Party, they don't even subscribe to what the LWP subscribes as caretaker candidate. I don't think the Labour Party subscribes to that either. Like Bradley is down there, he's the one that does what he has to do. So the process is everybody be endorsed. Then whoever believes in their mind that they want to challenge or put the name up for candidacy will write to the party and apply. Isn't that so?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Then when they apply, they apply indicating the interest to the party. The party now will sit down and look at the application. If you are accepted, they go through screenings and interviews and several interviews. So it's not something that you just select somebody. The party they will go to several interviews and screenings, and the executive of the party, because we know the history of the runoff already, because I don't think the party subscribes to runoff anymore. Mm-hmm. We know the executive, the selecting committee will select a candidate. Outside of all of that, the selecting committee, you know that the Constitution gives the Prime Minister the right to select his candidate. You know that, Shelton?
Yeah. It is the Prime Minister. This is the Prime Minister who has the final say. That is the normal thing.
So I hope we have a lot of people that follow the party.
Yeah, well, not the Prime Minister, the political leader. Yes.
The political leader. Sorry.
Yes.
I happy that people follow the party, but a lot of us are following the party, but we don't know the party's ins and outs and the Constitution and what goes through. So that's why today you find a lot of people that are very strong Labour Party supporters questioning what is the process, and asking the question, the process. But I would love to see General Clark come in the news or somewhere and explain the process to get this tone down, tune that down of selection of candidates. We have to do that. We cannot leave any stone unturned, my brother.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
And that's why I choose to call.
Thank you very much. Do we have another call on the line? I see someone on the WhatsApp line. Hi, good afternoon. Real Issues.
Good afternoon, Shelton.
This sounds like the voice of the Reverend Deacon.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing?
Let me tell you, Shelton, I don't need to know the process. I welcome the two new candidates. May God bless them. May they go out and work hard. May they come back with the 2 seats that has been given to them. And may the Labour Party continue the work of progress.
Yes.
Shelton, Makase Twaka, Rush Clark, you selected Martin Flambeau Palais. You selected Elisha, Martin Flambeau Palais. Flambeau just can't accept it. Makati nous dit just accept it. But Shelton, I trust the Prime Minister. I trust the political leader. I trust the executive. They're doing the right thing. Let's not give any more further to that thing. The two candidates have been elected to run to contest the seat. That's it.
Let's rally.
Anyway, let's move on.
Let's rally.
Shelton,
Yes.
the other thing is, I was listening to the Flabo Forum, Flabo whatever they have on Sunday. And I tell people, well, some people say they don't want to listen. I listen. So then I heard, first of all, before I go to the former Prime Minister, let me go to Bradley. I heard Bradley spoke and said, the first minute he said, they're giving him, $100,000 every 3 months. 2 minutes later, I'm hearing Bradley say, they're giving him nothing. In the next 5 minutes, I hear Bradley say $200,000 is not enough. I'm like, but wait, the people that is listening to Bradley not hearing him. One time you get in that amount, the other time you're not getting anything.
The next time he's getting twice the amount he said, right?
Yes.
So one time it was 100,000, then it become then it become 200,000, right?
And then it's nothing.
and then it's again.
You know, now the funny thing is, I sat down among a group of people. Now most of them, where I was at that Sunday is Flabo, and I'm like, I'm watching their behavior, I'm watching their facial and it's like I hear a few just mumbling and then I got you back in there. I got the back in there. I tell like the back in there. But Sheldon, I leave that alone. I said, me, I'm looking for trouble. Let them come. Sheldon, let's go to the Prime Minister. Immediately, the former Prime Minister, I heard he introduced him and he started speaking about St. Jude. I said, thank God, I wanted to know what you see at St. Jude. Sheldon, the man went 30 minutes. I had nothing concerning St. Jude apart from the hospital. I was walking and I see a place red and I turn and I see I asked, what building is that? They tell me it's the hospital. Sheldon, immediately I called my brother. I asked my brother, you live in Vieux-Fort. Can you tell me the color of the hospital? You know what my brother told me, Shelton? Pastor, former Prime Minister Nika Sibe Pila Kali to help ya jiwe. C'est mon qui ka couper là. Bernard, la ban pièce hospital qui petit oui. Baba mi building ball hospital qui petit oui. Yeah. You know, Shelton, when I heard the former Prime Minister spewing these kinds of lies, and then the man consider he was walking across, you know, when he decided to stop security on that side of the fence. And I'm saying, but no, that's not what I want to hear. I want to hear what you saw inside the hospital, the visit, the walkthrough you had. Shelton, the man spent 45 minutes speaking, and up to now the man can't tell me what he saw inside the hospital. I was waiting and I'm longing to hear. Shelton, the man went on 45 minutes without saying a thing, except the man went straight back to CIP. The man went straight back. The last 15 minutes was just Richard. And I'm saying to myself, and I am listening to these people. And finally, I got out of it and I tell them, your Prime Minister has not told your Prime Minister, not mine, though, because we have a Prime Minister in St. Lucia. But the one you all consider to be your Prime Minister, he did not tell us anything about St. Jude. He did not tell us anything what he saw about St. Jude. Nothing that he's going to do should he retain the Prime Ministership of the country. And Shelton, these people could not answer me. And I asked myself, what are these people following? What are they listening to? Who are they following? What do they want for their country? Shelton, St. Lucia cannot be complacent and ever give Alan Chastney, because I will tell you, from hearing this man on Sunday, Alan Chastney is a pure con man, void of any idea, anything substantial. That is the man they call Alan Chastney. Can you believe
if that hospital had been painted red or any part of it, this would not have been super headline news all over St. Lucia by now and for as long as it happened? Is red any color anywhere, even inside of any public facility, even while it's under construction, that you can hide? You can hide that. Everybody, you know, red is a color that screams in self-announcement. It announces itself. It advertises itself. You know, you can't keep that in. That would have been major news. You mean it's only when Alan Chastney went there by himself, it seems, you know. One day he shows up unannounced. The workers call Reno, it seems, and he says, okay, you know, let him go, whatever. I don't know if Reno called anybody else. You know, they let him see it. All of a sudden, he sees red. The red he's seeing is the red of his own alarm. He is alarmed and spooked and totally freaked out when he saw how far that hospital has gone. It made him see red. That's what happened. He could have been in a white room and he would have seen red.
He would have seen red.
He would have seen red.
Because this kind of lies I heard on Sunday, I cannot believe we have a leader we want to follow and say that we want to re-elect to a prime ministership, and this is what he coming with to give to the nation. Shelton,
we have another caller waiting. We have another caller waiting. Thanks a lot. All right. Hi, caller. Good afternoon. Real Issues.
Hi, Shelton. Terry.
Yes, good day, sir.
What's up? How are you doing?
Not too bad.
What color are you seeing now? You seeing red?
Listen, I've been seeing red all of my life.
But at least your red is not the result of something freaking you out, you know?
No. Not at all. Yeah. Gentlemen, listen. Two things. Whilst I have absolutely no qualms in terms of the selection process that the Labour Party currently uses to select its candidates, and like Frank said earlier, the party used to use this runoff process where there was more than one candidate. But since then, I think, some time ago, I think, the party decided, and rightly so, to use the selection process instead of the runoff because of all of this halikasi.
The runoff was proven to be extremely divisive and very time-consuming as well. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. Now, it is not that the selection process doesn't have some of those same issues, but it is a much better process. And I do believe, gentlemen, that the process could be refined even further to prevent or minimize some of what we saw happen in Kashui's southeast. But that is for another show. I intend, and let me just tell you, gentlemen, 3 to 6 months after the last elections, I wrote a report which I addressed to the secretary and copied to the political leader as well as the chairman of the party, outlining some of those same issues and how those issues should be dealt with. But again, that is for another show. I intend, after the next elections, God willing, I intend to write something of a letter, or maybe, a letter to the leadership of the party, expressing my views in terms of the selection process and how it could be refined. So again, that is for another show. But gentlemen, have you heard anything about this judicial review that is or was supposed to have taken place today, in which Alan Shastney is seeking this CIP review? Have you heard anything about this?
Not yet.
Okay, because I fully intend to write something on this, because remember how he said that, what's his name, Martinez had withdrawn his case in this Florida court because the guys had claimed immunity, which was something of a lie, because there were quite a few people who had, including Khan, who is or was the CEO of Galaxy, who had not claimed immunity.
Yeah.
But he pulled the case nonetheless. So I am just waiting to hear what the result or the results of that judicial hearing requested by Alan Shastney is, or before I write something on this to put the lie once again to some of the claims being made by Alan Shastney. Thanks, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. 4879849, the WhatsApp line, and 4533911. We have someone waiting. Good afternoon. Real Issues. Hello.
Good afternoon, Shelton.
Hi, good afternoon to you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. How about you?
Alarming.
Just like Alan Shastney, you're trying to make sure that you speak last?
Yeah, I was trying not to try that.
All right, go ahead.
But then, although I tried not to try that, that is what happened. So I just give up.
Okay, my friend, go ahead.
Then I started seeing red.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Let me tell you, hi, Terry, before you feel left out or something. I don't get it. We're in a place where we as a black nation, we have some of our people looking up to a white man. I don't mind the whiteness. What I have a problem with is the brainlessness of that man, and we're worshiping him. You know, we are worshiping this man because hey, it have nothing more to do than the fact that we believe he has money, his skin pigmentation, and that kind of thing. I remember prior to the last election, people were saying and touting that Alan does not even have to take a salary. He's coming to make St. Lucia better for us. So are we any better now than we were before last night? We are not. And yet is peace that he cannot interfere in our money anymore. He's trying his best. So he go to St. Jude and he see the worksman start to see red. Well, if it's for that, he's seeing red. He just start to see red. If it's for that, he's seeing red. Congratulations to Danny. Congratulations to Lisa. And if there is one seat we really, really, really need to win in the next general election, Castries Southeast seat, to ensure that guy does not set foot in our parliament ever again. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
All right. Thank you very much. Thanks for your call. All right. The time is rapidly winding up on us, Terry.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's anything further. I don't see any calls on the line right now. You're monitoring the Facebook Live. Do you see any noteworthy comment that
not really, no.
Okay.
That's okay. Except somebody was saying about he didn't hear Joachim say anything complimentary or so. But apparently this person was not listening. Joachim did say he's going to do his best to rally with Lisa to ensure that the seat stays with the St. Lucia Labour Party.
Okay, we're getting another call.
Yeah, that might be the final call.
Real Issues, hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Daniel.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine, and Mr. Terry.
Yes, sir. Good day.
Yeah, when he went to the hospital, he was awestruck. What he saw, he couldn't believe. And I remember Dale Elliott said that Reno Kajada have succeeded where all others have failed. So he couldn't criticize. All he could have said was the Labour Party is politicizing the St. Jude Hospital and they paint it in red.
Yeah.
So he will remain exactly where he is. Or this man must never set foot at the head of our country again. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for that. And I think we'll have another call has come in. Folks, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Shelton. Good afternoon, Terry.
Good afternoon,
Good afternoon, listeners.
How are you doing?
How you all doing?
We
Are
okay?
they cool? Are they cool?
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. I just want to blend my voice with Frank because a lot of supporters do not know the process, and I believe it would be very important to educate the supporters of the process, so then it will kind of lessen the emotional aspect of people when decisions are taken. I know we all have individuals that we would prefer, or there are individuals that we have become accustomed with, but there's a procedure in place, and because people are not aware of the procedure, it causes a lot of friction. So let the Prime Minister or the chairman or somebody should come out and let people know the process and how it's been carried out. Also, I want to say to everybody in Castries Southeast, let us put our emotions aside. I know we're emotional beings, but let us just try our best to work along with Lisa and Brother Joachim, as Brother Joachim has said that she has his full
backing. He got cut off there, I think.
All right.
So let us just rally to ensure that this guy never returns into the House of Parliament again. I thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. And you know, somebody has messaged me, and I'm going to expose her. I'm going to say who she is. I just have Terry Shagoin when he isn't there. You know who doing that to me? You know who doing that to me? All from Beaufort North, in the constituency office of Honorable Moses Jean-Baptiste. Angie Kedu, who doing that to me. You see you, Angie? I'm not talking to you anymore. You can't talk to me again, ever. Terry, we have just about maybe 2 minutes to wrap up.
Please, let's make the theme. Ben for the den of iniquity. Tomorrow I'll play a clip of this guy at St. Jude, a few seconds, and to confirm what most of the callers have been saying about the fright that he has received. So it is a pleasure being here again, Shelton.
Yes, and one parting message from Cornelia, who says, it's not about the process, it's about how contenders seek candidacy, despite the warnings of what not to do. Yes. Okay, let's take our final call. Definitely has to be the last one. Hi, caller. Good afternoon. Real Issues.
Good afternoon, Mr. Shelton, and good afternoon, I'm the other brother.
Yes, you have just 1 minute. Yes. Good afternoon.
What I'm trying to say there, my brother, is that Mr. Pierre has 17 seats already. But Iceman, I love woman into it, So I was saying probably we need about 5 women around that table right now. But since Mr. Pierre has made his decision, or the organization has chosen one, we will stand with him. Yeah. But what I exactly want to say is, Mr. Pierre have to say, in fact, Tricia has a lot of support down in Bruceville. You understand what I mean? So now I know Tricia is a very loving child, and she's a team player. So I know she's going to grab him, because that area is Shelton. Yes. It's a rough area, and it's not anybody that could come in there, and So what Tricia is going to, I know Tricia is going to find Mr. Butcher and bring him down in the rough area, and let us meet and reach and give him the support. We need to do that, and we need to do that very soon, because in South, Tricia has support, my brother. But since our party has chosen somebody, we will work with that person.
Yeah, that's the spirit.
But we need him to come down into the area and meet the people, and I know Tricia will do that for him. Even if I have to assist them, I will work with them to bring him into the area, because he's not properly known in the area. But we love the choice. It's his choice. The children raised up in the same area in the Mang, and it's good, my brother. I have full support for that. Okay. You just need to work together. Everybody put aside
all
the
right,
differences.
we have to go now. The lotto is on. We have to go now.
15. Big 4, 0722. Big 4 multi-X, 2X. Pick 2, 9, 1. Pick 2 multi-X, FP. 1 off, 4, 1, 3. Lucky 3, 1, 3, 1. Lucky 3 multi-X, 2X.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.